Thank you. They share your private info. This was another thing that came up in that meeting, and use it all the time to blackmail and bribe people to shut you up. That's when I walked out. I was finally freed from the bridge to total freedom, which, of course, it's not. I got my mom to see what I had seen at the same place, and so we went in secret again. I called my sister, and she was driving over from all the way across town, and she was almost at my house when she turned around and went home. She told me later on the phone that she was afraid of what she'd hear, even if it was the truth. My father left quietly at the same time after I shared all the information with him. Mom, my sister told me that she would stay connected to me if I never talked about Scientology or the truth about it to her or her kids. This broke apart our family, and it broke my mother's heart and spirit. It completely broke my mother, who was the sweetest person, and it was all for naught, the bridge to nowhere.
When, this is skipping a little bit forward, but the second time I was sent to the Rehabilitation Project Force, the gulag that Sauté talked about, I had a 2.5, almost 3-year-old son. And my husband and I were both sent under guard to this other building across town where we weren't allowed to even talk to each other, let alone see our son. And we were told, if we were really good, that after 2 weeks of being really good, we could see our son for 20 minutes, 3 days out of the week. So basically 1 hour a week would be allowed.
Wow.
That's just unconscionable. Is your mother still in this quote church, end quote, or
yes,
or
she is.
is?
Yeah, she's never met my sons, who are her first grandchildren. She will have no contact with us. When I was in labor at the hospital with our first son, my husband and I had talked about it beforehand, that out of respect to her, we would call her to let her know, hey, to say, Mom, your first grandson is being born right now. We wanted you to know. And my husband made that call, and she hung up on him. She said, I can't talk to you, and she hung up on him. 2 weeks later, my daughter Jessica was ordered to give back my Christmas presents that I gave her in Jeremy. She put the unopened presents on my doorstep when I was out of town. This is a prime example of how manipulative the Church of Scientology really is. Both of my children have told me that they will only talk to me if I get back in good standing with Scientology and do those steps needed to do that. I told them I am not a part of Scientology anymore, and I cannot do that. It's against my integrity. I wrote my children an open letter, since I can't talk to them, and I asked all my family and friends to share it with them. I still to this day do not know if they ever were able to read it. I have heard from some of my family that Scientology is telling my kids that their mom is crazy and to stay away from me, that I am a declared suppressive person now, which Scientology considers is an evil person.
And I saw this woman, she was doing something, working at something, and she was saying, I have to redeem myself. And she would repeat that. I have to redeem myself. I have to redeem myself. I am a criminal. I am a criminal. I have to redeem myself. And I said, oh my God, this RPF. I stayed a few hours looking at that woman. And I said, well, I'm going to go crazy if I don't escape.
Nefertiti, wasn't she standing in water, doing something with putting water in and out?
And I asked her, what are you doing? Don't ask questions. I belong to the RPF, and I want to join the RPF again because I am a criminal.
That night, we'll go back to our cabin, this will be over. But no, it wasn't. We had to sleep down there, and we weren't given anything to sleep with. There was nothing to lay down on, just a cold floor, and no blankets, no nothing. And we sat up because there wasn't even sufficient room in the part we were in
to really lie down, so we sat up just next to each other for warmth.